Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now, I know that it is and has been a very long day, right? I've been in these heels all afternoon, all day. So trust me, I know I'm not a heels person. So I want you guys to just wave your hands, do a little stretch or something, get it out, okay? It's been a long day. I promise you I won't be before you long, but we are here for Women on the Rise. All right? It's Women on the Rise. That is what we are here for today, and I want to make sure that when you leave, you feel like you have risen. I want to make sure that when you leave, that you will get to another place than before you came here. Okay? You guys have to make sure that you are ending 2016 on a powerful note. 2017 has to come in on a bang. Am I right? We are not here to stay complacent. We are not here to be just average. We are not here to be ordinary. We are here to be extraordinary, correct? How do we do that? A lot of people have no idea. I don't know how many of you want to do a business, are in business, or just regular life things. Because before you can get into a business, you got to get your life right. Am I right about it? You got to get your life right. There's too many people out here trying to start business, and when you go into their home, you wonder why their business is the way that it is, because their life is not in order. You got to take care of your home life first before you can start getting into a business. If not, the same dysfunction that's at home, your business going to mirror that same dysfunction. So what I do as a life and business strategist, I tell you guys how to do it. I coach you through it. Okay? So I have 5 quick points. I promise I will not be before you long. I'm going to try to talk really fast, but I'm going to talk slow enough that you get it, because I want you guys to get it. Okay? One of the first things that you have to do in order to reach new heights, in order to break that glass ceiling, is to become organized. Let me see. Organized. Organization is key to everything that we do in life. And when I talk about organization, I'm talking about our virtual life, because now we're in the era of modern technology. So we're talking about your emails. We're talking about everything that you have on your computer, everything that you have in Facebook, social media land. All those things need to be organized. You have to organize yourself in a fashion instead of you having to take time out to start looking for stuff because you don't know where it's at. We have to organize ourselves physically. I don't know about you, but I cannot operate in dysfunction. I cannot operate in chaos. You go into some people's offices and there's papers everywhere. How do you think straight? I cannot function in clutter. There's so many people, you go into their homes and they have stuff everywhere. They become hoarders. And you're like, what is going on? How can you think straight? How can you start a business? How can you think and become creative? How can you get clarity on what you need to do if you are living in physical clutter? So you have to get organized, okay? All of these things also affect your emotions. We have to organize our emotions as well. What does that mean? That means that a lot of us got a lot of stuff going on. It makes us happy, it makes us sad. We don't know what's going on sometimes. We feel like we're all over the place. You become overwhelmed, overburdened, okay? You gotta get that in check. That's the only way that you can move forward and reach new heights. You wanna reach up and grab it? What are you grabbing? This, that, and everything. You don't want to grab this, that, and everything. When you meet somebody and they tell you, I do this, I do that, I do the other, you have those people there, the baker, the candlestick maker, they do laundry, they do catering, they do, fixing shoes, they do all these different things. No, you're doing too much. That means your life is not right. You're living in dysfunction. You need some clarity about yourself. Am I right about it? Okay, so we're going to get organized. That's point number 1. Because when you get organized physically, virtually, and emotionally, what does that do for you? What does that do for your spirit? Mentally, you become organized. You become calm. You become, I guess you people could do that Zen thing that she was doing, right? You become a little bit happier. You can think a little bit better. Your vision, some of you you want to do something different, but you don't know what to do. That's because you clouded. Your judgment is clouded. But once you start to become organized and you start getting that into your spirit, you start to see things a little bit different. You'll be surprised how God will start manifesting in your life. Things and the visions will just start coming to you, and you sit there saying, oh my God, how did that happen? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Who did he just bring into my midst to show me the way? Where did that come from? It's all because you started to get organized. You got to make the first step. Nobody else can do that for you. You got to get organized. All right? That's step number one. Number two, time management. How many of us have problems with time management? I struggle with it all the time. All the time, time management. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, it is the key to being successful. Organization, time management. You got to get it together. That means the people, places, and things, you got to figure out where they belong on your calendar. It means that we have 1,440 minutes in every day. How are you spending yours? 1,440 minutes in every day. What are you doing with it? Some of us, we spend all our time at work. We work in 1 job, 2 jobs, some of us 3 jobs, right? Some of us are doing so much at home that we're not thinking about the work. Some of us are at school. Some of us are spending so much time on social media. We're not spending our time wisely. And then you want to know, how come I can't get stuff done? I'm so busy. Are you really busy, or are you busy doing nothing? Are you busy doing something productive, or are you busy doing nothing? We got to figure out, what are we doing with our time? The people that you're hanging out with, are those people moving you forward, helping you to reach higher heights? Are the people that you're spending on the phone 2 or 3 hours with, are those people productive? Is it a productive conversation? Or is it one that needs to be tabled? Because if you are spending your time with these people telling them the same thing over and over, we all know we got those friends and those family members that you spend so much time on the phone with them day in, day out, and you still telling them the same thing day in, day out, and they're hoping and praying that you won't give them a different conversation, but it's still the same thing because it's the same conversation they're bringing you in. Guess what? Those people are wasting your time. Those people are wasting your time. It could be your mother, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle. I don't care who it is. Those people are wasting your time. If you know to yourself that you want to get to a new place in life, you might have to table those people. I love you, but I got to love you from a distance. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with it. I love you, but I got to love you from a distance because I have to reach new heights. 2016 is going to leave us, but 2017 will not come in the same way that we brought in 2016. We got to reach new heights. Am I right about it? So we got to watch the people, places, and things that are taking up our time. That social media, I'm telling y'all, it's like crack. I'm telling you, it's like crack. Don't be like me. I dealt with it. I need an AA meeting. I need an AA meeting. Okay, let's be real about it. The social media, and I sit there and I say, I'm one of those people like, but I be on it for work. Okay? I get business on social media. I'm one of those people. But guess what? I realized, wait a minute, I said I'm on it for work, but I ain't bringing no money today. What happened? Where the dollars? If the dollars ain't associated with it, then that means it ain't bringing in no money. That means you ain't on it for business. Or you're not doing your business correctly. Something is going on. That means that you're mismanaging your time. Right? We got to be real about it. You got to be real about it. If you want to reach new heights, you got to start doing some different things. Lay off the social media. Pick a time for it. 1,440 minutes in every day. Give it 20 minutes. Then you got to say, I'm going to put it aside. Are you one of those people? Are you a TV junkie? Are you a couch potato? Are you one of those people who have to watch all the Atlanta housewives and this wife and that wife and all these different reality shows? Okay? Is it bringing you and making you reach a new height in life? No, then you need to put it aside. DVR it or something. I don't know. But you gotta figure it out. What are the things in your life? Because we all got things, people, places, and things that are wasting our time, that's not letting us get to the place that we want to be. We can't reach new heights by continuing to do the same things that we've been doing over and over and over again. Because we all know that's the definition of insanity. All right now. So y'all said it. That means y'all acknowledge it. Now do something about it. Okay? If I told you, then you'd be like, oh, she said it. It may not be right. But if it's coming out your mouth, that means that you know it. Those who know better? All right, now you see, you guys know it. You guys know it. The next thing we're going to talk about, number 3, procrastination. Am I good on time? I'm good on time? All right, talking kind of quick. I'm trying to get it to y'all. Procrastination. You want to reach new heights. Guess what? Stop procrastinating on it. Cut it out. Stop making excuses. That's what procrastination is. It's excuses. It's fear. I know, again, I ain't telling y'all nothing that, a lot of times when I talk to people, I'm talking about myself, right? Been there, done that. I had to learn how to get over it. Procrastination. That's going to take a long time for me to write that book. I'm going to start tomorrow. Ooh, look at that pile of work over there. I need to clean that up. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start right after the soap opera. Right after General Hospital. I'm going to get to it. I promise. All right? Procrastination, the things that we don't like to do. The things that we're intimidated by. We don't like to tell nobody we're intimidated, but we know we're really intimidated by it, right? So we just going to say, we're going to get to it later. Or you're going to find an excuse. Oh, I was so busy today, I didn't have a chance to get to it. It's not that you ain't have a chance to get to. We make time for the things that we want to make time for, okay? Because I'm sure that when you said that you didn't have time to do it, I'm sure you was on that social media. I'm sure you was watching some TV. I'm sure you was doing or you were on the phone with somebody that you could have been doing that with. Stop procrastinating. Don't put it to the side. Don't let it wait till tomorrow. Because first of all, we know that tomorrow is not. All right? So when you procrastinate on it, and when I'm talking about things, I'm talking about life, business, whatever it is. Don't procrastinate on telling that person that you love them. Don't procrastinate on spending some time with your kid. Don't procrastinate on trying to make that relationship better with whomever. Okay? Don't procrastinate on going back to school. Don't procrastinate on trying to get that business started. Whatever it is, don't procrastinate on it. What do you have to lose? Which brings me to point number 4. If you want to reach new heights, the bigger the height you want to reach, the bigger the risk you have to take. The bigger the height, the bigger the risk. And you gotta be you gotta be willing to take the risk. Let me tell you something. Those people, a lot of them don't look like us. Okay? They don't. But guess what? They understand that they gotta take risks. They understand what this thing is about. They understand that in order for them to become wealthy, in order for them to live the life that they want to, in order for them to be happy, they understand that there's a certain level of risk involved. They don't allow the fear to cripple them. Do you know what we need to replace that fear with? That fear has to be replaced with faith. Okay? We need to replace the fear with faith. And we walk by faith, not by? Okay. So if you're walking by faith and not by sight, then why are you afraid? Why are you not willing to take that risk? Because if you know it was meant for you, then that means that it's going to be for you and no one can take that away from you. So you should not be afraid. You should not be afraid to take that risk. Because you know it was for you. It was planted, given to you a long time ago. We just waiting for you. You the one who's scared. What you scared of? Whatever it is, take that risk. Take that risk. Point number 5. You gotta make the investment. You gotta be willing to make the investment. Too many of us want so many things and not willing to make the investment for it. You have to be willing to make the investment for the things that you want. So many of us want businesses and you want people to buy your product, but you're not even willing to invest in your own self. But you want other people to invest in you. Wait. Why am I going to invest in you if you're not even willing to invest in yourself? What you mean by that, Terryl? What I mean is, Some of you know that that investment consists of, you need a coach. You need to educate yourself a little further about your product or your service. Yes, you may have been doing it for years, but we are living in a rapid age of growing technology. You need to constantly educate yourself. That's why it's called continuing ed. Okay? It don't call just get your degree and see you later. It's called continuing education. And you have to be willing to invest in that. You might have to invest your time. Hello? You have to invest your time. Investment is not only about money. That means that you have to spend some time doing some research. You might have to spend your time going to some networking events. You might have to spend your time speaking to some people you may not even like. But you have to spend the time. These investments are for you. What do you need to invest in? What do you need to invest in? Some of you guys need to invest in some stocks and bonds. Some of you need to invest in some life insurance. I'm so sick of these GoFundMe accounts. Hello? Invest in some life insurance. Don't tell me you don't have the money for it, because if you needed to buy some sneakers, if you needed to buy some shoes, if you needed to go out to eat, you would have found the money. $20 a month, $25 a month, $50 a month, it is worth it so that you don't have to leave that burden on your family. Invest in some life insurance. Some of us need to make some investments. We need to invest in just looking at what we need to invest in. You got to invest in just trying to figure out what you need to invest in. And that's real talk. That is real talk. So I want you guys to get it together. We are going into 2017. I want you to end 2016 on a powerful note. I want you guys to reach for the stars, because we are women on the rise. But we cannot rise anywhere if we stagnate. We cannot rise anywhere if we want to be just ordinary. We have to always reach for excellence. We have to always strive for extraordinary, because that is who we are. Right? That is who we are.
We're at the same place.
If you know to yourself that you have some things, and we all got some things that we need to work on, then I want to implore you, work on it. Work on it now. Get the help that you need. Ask for the encouragement. Ask for the support. And if you don't have that support system, again, people, places, and things, if you don't have that support system, that means you're hanging out with the wrong people. You're wasting time. You need to get a new circle of friends. Okay? I am going to close out. Y'all see I'm losing my voice and all. Oh my goodness. But it has been an amazing time. I have walked around. I have met so many of you. And it was a pleasure. My name is Terryl Ebony. You guys can reach me at www.terrylebony.com. I have some cards in the back. I am the author of a book called Losing Love, Having Faith, and Finding Hope. It is not what you think. It is a story of the things that I have went through with my son, the things that I have seen him go through, raising him as a single parent. Okay? It is not an easy task, but we do it. But we have flaws, and I tell about those flaws. Why? Because I think it's important that other people understand and know that they're not alone in the struggle, because I know I'm not flawed alone. Hello? I am not flawed alone. So it's important that not only that we tell our stories, but we help people to learn and encourage them along the way of their struggles. And that is what that book is about. A young boy losing his father, having his mother, and finding himself in the process. Does that make sense? All right. I am Terryl Ebony, your life and business strategist, empowerment speaker. I hope that I have given you guys a little bit of life today. I know it's been a long day. Thank you so much for not falling asleep on me. And if you have any additional questions, I will be there in the back. Thank you.
One more time for Terryl Ebony. She's amazing. She's one of my friends in my head and also in person. Come on up, Marcia. So we have another door prize really quickly. This is for a beautiful candle from Gold Canyon Candles. They are right over here. Wait, there you go. And they have some amazing, if you think they're just beautifully packed, they smell amazing as well. So go over there and take a peek. And the winner of the Gold Canyon Candle is Brittany Nathan. Here she comes. Come on down, Brittany. You win this beautiful Gold Canyon Candle. And it's beautiful. You'll enjoy it. Thank you, Brittany. Congratulations. And while we're up here, we'd like to give a shout out. If you like to be beautifully accessorized like the two of us do, check out Tracy Lynn Jewelry. Cynthia, give us a wave, Cynthia. Fine fashion jewelry, and it is just exquisite. So let's move on to our next speaker. Thank you, Marcia. After our next speaker, we're going to give away the grand prize, and that is this beautiful 40-inch television. So please help me welcome to the stage someone who is not just a guest speaker, but she's a TV host. She's an author. She's another one of these women who every time you turn around, she's like, I have 5 extra minutes in the day. Let me just start a television show. Who does that, Dillis? Come on up. In addition, she's also the founder of the Sip and Chat movement. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Dillis Davis.
Hi, everyone. I want to do something real quick, different. DJ, can you have something upbeat for me, please? I'm going through the whole process of finding something. In the meantime, my name is Dillis Davis, Dhyles. A lot of people always ask me about my name, so I just wanted to put it out there.
Oh yes, you got to believe me.
So why don't you get it up a little bit, and everybody's still tired. It's been a long day, like Terrell said. Again, my name is Dillis Davis. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author of the book, Your Life, Your Purpose, No Explanations. That's exactly what it is. I am the curator of the Sip and Chat movement, which is empowerment events where sipping responsibly and chatting respectively in a judgment-free environment, where I teach you your purpose is permanent and your pain is temporary. So I started doing it because of my own things that I've been through in life. So I'm not going to talk to you about strategies and things like that. I'm going to share my life with you and why I'm doing what I do. Because a lot of us go through struggle and pain, and sometimes we don't always know exactly who to turn to, who to speak to. So my backstory. I know this is four, and growing up, I've been through a situation where I was sexually abused from 7 to 14 off and on. And it stirred my spirit in such a way where I felt like I lost my innocence. I didn't know who I was. I hated myself. I didn't like what I saw when I looked in the mirror every day. So at 14 years old, I was having nervous breakdowns, suicidal thoughts, depression, you name it, I've been there. By the time I was 21, my drug of choice was sex because that's how I was abused. So I thought that was love. At 21, I was married to a 19-year-old. And you know, women, we mature more than men. So by that time I was 27, I was divorced, had 2 miscarriages. I had a baby fall out of me in 6 months. So that by itself was traumatic. Raising your eyebrows, but yeah, it was true. By the time I was 30, I've been in and out of several relationships. That whole process, the whole time, by the time I was 32, I realized the little girl inside was controlling the grown woman I was trying to become. So I had to do a lot of self-work. What I did was I had to write a letter, and this is what I chose as my healing purpose, was to write a letter to the little Dillis, asking her to forgive the big Dillis for the things that she did to her, the things that she knew she was doing, and the things she didn't know that she was doing. And I had to write a letter to her to let her know, let me take over now. I'm ready. And I had to look at myself in the mirror. And looking at myself in the mirror was real, raw, and transparent for me, because I got fully naked, I got fully transparent. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally naked. And I had to accept the roles, the stretch marks, the acne, the natural hair, the natural face, to become one with myself where I was able to accept and embrace the person you see before you. I had to learn to accept and embrace her. And I had to no longer look for validation from everyone else. Because you know, when you're growing up, well, for me anyway, I was conditioned to be a people pleaser. what I did was I bent over backwards for everybody. It was yes, 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 yes. And I didn't know my right to say no. I didn't know my right to say, you know what, not right now. And I was so conditioned to the point where I allowed people to brainwash me in the sense of, oh, well, you said that you were going to do this, or you're not that person anymore, or you're not making the decision based on what you said you were going to do. You promised. So I had to learn to say no. And I had to learn to be okay with saying it and not allow guilt, fear, or shame to make me change my mind otherwise. And so many of us, we do that. We allow other people to have us judge our character, judge our integrity, judge our dignity, and the respect for ourselves. So me personally, I had to learn how to respect myself. And we're always in transition, we're always growing, we're always changing. And sometimes it's scary. But I'm the kind of person, like, I love to live fearless in my fear. I love to be uncomfortable because it pushes me to so many different levels. And I had to learn to live in my legacy instead of leaving a legacy. When you leave a legacy, you can't come back from it. Me being, the speaker and a motivational person, or